Honorable Men Discord, Lawsuit Season 6, Fat Joe. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
And so we are here again today talking about another lawsuit. Not Tyler Perry, not Chris Brown, not Mary J a while back, not The Game, but Fat Joe. All right, this is someone that was formerly part of his entourage, was his hype man. In one video, which I'll get to towards the end of the episode, it's alleged that he was also a bodyguard. This is crazy. All right. Let's get into this first report, and then I'm gonna speak on it, and then we'll go into the next two. I must say I haven't found anything from a accredited news platform speaking on this, and that's not to say that this lawsuit isn't a real lawsuit. I just haven't found it on any network. But in any event, we'll let this video play, and this is courtesy of Pop Crime TV. Let's get into it.
Good morning. I have been waiting in the Diddy line for court, and I've been reading the Fat Joe lawsuit, which is insane. He is being sued civilly by his former hype man. His name is Terrence Dixon, and it's 157 pages, this lawsuit, with so much information, I don't even know where to start. He alleges that Fat Joe made him have intercourse in front of him over 4,000 times. There is things about minors. Apparently, he had a hit, allegedly, out on DMX and then 50 Cent at different times. I mean, there is a lot here. I will make a separate video at some point going over this entire suit. But wow. He also is using the same attorney as Lil Rod Jones, and that's Tyrone Blackburn. And Tyrone was also Brianna Bongolan's lawyer as well for her first civil lawsuit against Diddy. And then she let him go. But more on this later. Wow.
Real quick, I wonder how this is going to affect the friendship that 50 Cent has with Fat Joe now that this lawsuit's taking place, and like she just mentioned that he at one point had a hit out on 50 Cent. Is that something that can be overlooked, or hearing those details, would that tarnish whatever friendship they had? Because 50 Cent and Fat Joe most recently during the playoffs was at a Knicks game, so I wonder if that would affect their friendship. But let me get on to the next person who's speaking on this.
Well, what's up, TikTok? We gotta address the whole Fat Joe situation with his hype man. So Fat Joe hype man is suing Fat Joe because he's saying that Fat Joe owes him $20 million. I hope it ain't DJ Khaled, we the best. But all jokes aside, the hype man said he witnessed Fat Joe buy 15-year-old girls BBLs. Now I know Fat Joe half black and half Puerto Rican. Did he buy what did he buy the BBLs in America, or what he from in Puerto Rico? That's the sad part. Because Fat Joe, all you gotta do is pay this man hush money. Pay this man the $20 million. That's if you still got $20 million. This always happened to a black rapper. These allegations that, they laying down with these kids, man. And the R. Kelly situation, the P. Diddy situation, now it's Fat Joe. My thing is, if you do something and you think it's going to be a secret for life, nothing lasts for a secret forever. What's done in the dark will always come in the light. So, Fat Joe, you should have already told us what you was doing. It shouldn't take a couple years and you owe some money for him to expose you. Because he just as worse as you. Because he let you do it. He watched you do it. And he let you do it.
So I agree with him. What happens? I agree with him when he said what happens in the dark comes to light. I absolutely agree with that. The only thing about and absolutely pay people in your entourage, pay people in your circle that are working for you, and so on and so forth. absolutely pay them. But the thing is, how do we know that Fat Joe actually owes the guy $20 million? Where'd that number come from? You know, we'd have to see the breakdown. Obviously, in court, the breakdown will be provided. But how do we know $20 million? You know, it could be embellished. It could have been a couple $1,000s. It could have been like $50,000, $100,000. But you know, most of the time when you're suing someone, you aim high in hopes that you get something close to it. You never aim for the exact amount you owe them. That's just I want to say that's just the way lawsuits usually go. Plus, you always have to within that amount, you have to incorporate the fact that you have to pay the lawyer or lawyers. So who knows? But and another thing, I have to address what he said. If it is true that Fat Joe was entertaining minors and paying for BBLs, by no means would he ever come out and say he did that. So I know he mentioned something about, you know, you should have said something. Fat Joe's not going to say that. It's not in his best interest to say anything about that. I don't agree with it, but it's not in his best interest to say anything about that. And I'm going to move on to this last thing I have queued up. And she speaks on a little bit more detail than the first woman.
Oh my God, you guys, come in, sit down, and shut the door. Fat Joe has just been accused of Diddy-like crimes, and baby, this one is a doozy. What is going on? Remember we said that Diddy was going to set the level and that the prosecution can put him away? There's going to be so many other people to fall. Baby, next up on the roster is Fat Joe, Terror Squad. Yo, let me run this down really.
Let me just say this real quick. I think it's clear 2025 is going to be remembered as the year of reckoning for celebrities, for the world. You have Iran and Israel. You have the Trump administration. This is the year of reckoning. The year of reckoning. And we're only in June. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like later on this year. But I'm going to let it continue.
Quick for you because this breakdown is ridiculous. Okay, listen. Here's everything that's in play. I had to take notes. There's so much. Let me run it down, then we're going to go on live and read the lawsuit. The main laws at play, RICO. They're trying to get him on a RICO Act. TVPA, Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Federal wire and mail fraud, and unjust enrichment, fraud, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Baby, let's get into this, all right? So the plaintiff is Terrence Dixon. Again, we're going to go in deeper, but we got to talk about this. The plaintiff is Terrence Dixon. He served as Fat Joe's hype man, writer, vocalist, tour manager, and bodyguard from 2005 to 2022. He claims he was never properly credited or paid, despite contributing to multiple hits and international tours. And when I said that, I said, okay, so this sounds like standard fodder. And I've been hearing whispers about what was going on in Terror Squad. But get this, he also alleges psychological abuse, financial theft, sexual coercion, and violent intimidation. Who are the defendants, all right? They're saying Fat Joe, Joseph Cartagena, is the ringleader. Pistol Pete Torres is the muscle and enforcer. Richard Josperetti is a business manager and internal enforcer. And Erica, there's Erica Moriera, is a fake lawyer who set up the shell companies for laundering money. Oh my God. And get this, and Sneaker Addict Touring LLC and Slate Incorporated, the corporate fronts for fraud. They also got Rock Nation in here, but they're saying Rock Nation just benefited from the touring and whatnot. The main RICO is Fat Joe. Okay, so here's the allegations. Unpaid labor and song theft. So Terrence claims that he co-wrote and performed 20 or more songs, We All the Way Up, Congratulations, Ice Cream, etc. He was allegedly promised 15% of all earnings and credit, but he received nothing. Instead, he got ghost contracts and forged split sheets were submitted to BMI ASCAP, cutting him out. I think that's the record, people. Hold on, y'all. I know we're starting slow, but it's about to get crazy. Money laundering and tax fraud. Fat Joe allegedly collected hundreds and thousands in cash and didn't report it. He used fake W-2s to inflate Terrence's income on IRS records to hide wage theft. The sneaker store up. Oh my God, you guys.
Correction for what she said. BMI is not the label that's a publishing company. Like BMI, ASCAP, that's for publishing. But in any event, this is a domino effect. What you're witnessing is a domino effect. So I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm waiting for it to hit official news also. And again, that's not to say this lawsuit isn't a thing. It's not a real thing. It just means that, you know, it hasn't hit the news networks yet. But it's still something that Fat Joe should be taken seriously. And I wonder how this is going to play out. Because in all these lawsuits, you got to provide proof, you know, so it makes for content, but we still have to see proof. You know, the proof has to come out and it has to be settled in court. But good luck to all participants, because it is definitely lawsuit season. 2025 is the year of reckoning. And I don't even believe last year, although I didn't have this channel last year, I don't believe there was that many lawsuits going on last year. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this? Do you think Fat Joe's guilty in terms of relations with a minor? Do you think he really owes this guy, or this guy is just trying to, you know, set himself free from financial hardships or whatever he's going through? What's your thoughts on this? If you think Fat Joe's guilty, or if you think he's not guilty, I'll see you in the comments. Let's talk about it. But as always, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.